Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my show here, One Man's Opinion. We're doing another interview. This time, I am speaking with Constantine Pappas, the new artistic director of Seven Angels Theater, located in Waterbury, Connecticut. Welcome, Constantine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Tim. It's a beautiful day. I can't wait to get outside. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, now it's noon. It's sunny, and yeah, I think the driving range is calling me. I need to go go to the driving range for a little
Oh,
bit and
heck
get
yeah.
some fresh air. Uh, but we are talking about really, there's two big things going on here. One is you are the brand new artistic director of Seven Angels Theater. How are you feeling about that at this point? How it's been a few months since that was announced.
They told me it was going to be easy. I don't know why they lied to me. No, I came on in June. In fact, a new leadership team came in, myself and Craig David Rosen, our managing director. And as he likes to say, it took two men to replace one woman, Samantha De Laurentiis, who led the theater for 35 years, its founder. And of course, we go into our 36th season, and we're just having fun. We're having a lot of fun. We're looking at ways that we can expand our opportunities and just all the fun that comes with it.
uh, Now, having taken over a theater that is has a fairly lengthy legacy now, 35 years, as you said. What is your vision uh, taking over the theater?
That's a broad one. But I'll talk about some of the maybe specific things that we're looking to maybe present over the next year or two as a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
For one thing, I'm big on innovation, on new technology. In a few weeks, actually, let me rephrase that. Next month, toward the end of next month, we'll be announcing a new ticketing software, a
Okay.
new partner, uh, one that just expands our opportunities in both the back end and front end of marketing and media. We are fully utilizing the resources that we've actually had that stagnated previously, like Google Workspace. And now we're able to fully integrate some of our processes, especially with our staff.
Fantastic. That'll be helpful, definitely, when it comes to making the ticket system and also any other projects that are going on much more smoothly.
Absolutely. We shouldn't have to look in a box to have to find a printed document to be able to know what happened previously.
Right.
And so, being able to have that online cloud resource is vital, I believe. Now, on the performing aspect of things,
Mm-hmm.
a few weeks ago we had a presentation for our sponsors and donors, who where we got to share some of the new and upcoming things coming to Seven Angels Theater. And one of those things we talked about was uh, what were some things that we did in the past that maybe phased out? What are some things that we could be doing now that haven't been done recently? And one of those things was back in the 90s, Seven Angels Theater actually was putting on operas at one point, La Sonnambula, to name one. And wouldn't it be cool if we were able to somehow reinvigorate that back into the programming? And so we're looking at a upgrading our sound system, so we may be able to partner with Met Live at the Met HD series. So
Oh,
we'd
that'd
be
be great.
a 20-mile radius. We would be that sole theater to be able to present that. In line with that, uh, bringing a half orchestra on stage, a 7 to 11 piece orchestra to back up our performers for a grand night for singing, our fourth show of the season, I
Right.
think would be a really great way to just start showing that we support even our local musicians, a group that is starting to phase out a little bit. You're seeing certain opera companies go away. In fact, there was an opera company near Waterbury that is phased out as I'm
Hmm.
talking. And the one of the other ideas is being able to reinvigorate opera back into the programming and actually putting on those shows. An opera company falling under the umbrella of a theater that has stood the test of time may be able to give it the longevity that it so deserves.
Uh, uh, Now you have. Let's get a little bit about your background.
Sure.
What can you tell people about yourself and where you're from, and a little bit of your resume now that you're taking over the position?
Absolutely. So I'm a kid from Fresno, California. As they say from my school, Bulldog born, Bulldog bred, and so
Okay.
I'm a Fresno State alum, and I've been there for God, I lived there since I was 23, 24, and my dad's a priest, my mom's a
Mhm.
teacher. And we're called the Von Pappas family, especially with my two sisters. So you can get us singing some great songs sometime.
Right. And
I came from
we've
an
been
opera background predominantly.
okay. Well, that
And
makes
then,
sense considering that you were in Music Theater of Connecticut's Maria Callas piece,
yeah,
uh,
masterclass.
masterclass last year. Yep.
Yeah, which was a lot of fun. Kevin Connors, what a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that. And of course, my on the acting side, I was a on Broadway with Harmony and Barry Manilow's Harmony.
Hmm.
And then also with the national tour, the North American tour of the Phantom of the Opera, and then some other bits and things along the way.
I really liked Harmony. I think Harmony was an underrated show and deserved a bit more love. I it was some of the sequences in that whole show and just the narrative of it I thought was really beautifully done.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So what made you decide to switch hats from performer to artistic director?
You know, it's funny. So I'm going to go to a weird personal story, which will drive into the one. So, as actors do, you go online, you try to sign up for auditions and etc. Well, there is an audition pool on Actors Equity. We have our own audition site that we're able to apply for jobs. And in signing up to make sure it's fair, you put your name in, you wait 15 minutes, and then it auto queues you into a random selection so you can sign up for slots. Well, there was one theater in particular, I won't say the name,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, I've worked there before. Let me throw my name in the hat. So I tried to just sign up, and it spit me out in line at 483. And then by the time I got in, there were only 120 slots, and I
Mm.
couldn't be seen. And the first part was, well, I wish a small part of me wishes I understand the equality basis of it, but I wish there was a way to be able to go, resume to resume and say, you know what, this is a recurring performer. Obviously, something may have worked in that situation. Also, giving credence to those where if you haven't had that opportunity, you should have that opportunity. So it's a weird catch 22.
Right.
And also seeing some of the casting practices that I have had to encounter, uh, I thought, would it be better if I could somehow become a new voice for those actors in the position I'm in now? And so we've started to implement things like being able to tell actors within 24 to 48 hours, you've been released from a process and thank you for coming in. In most situations in the industry, you don't get an answer. In fact, I even with some of the folks that we have on board for our first show right now, Lucky Stiff, which
Mm-hmm.
performs September 26th to October 12th, they said, I'm still waiting to hear back from a summer stock 2 years ago. And so I was
Right.
like, that just seems that's tough, especially in an industry where, it's so vital to have good mental health. You need a really strong support system. And if it's not there or if it's not presented in a good light, it's tough to stay in it. And so we get to actually be that voice.
Right. And considering that it's like any job interview, uh, you don't want to be stuck waiting and get a job offer and then think, but there's this other one that I'm also waiting on that may be better.
Mhm.
To just have the common courtesy as an employer or a potential employer to say, even if it's a form letter, just saying thank you for coming. Maybe you'll be a better fit in something else in the future. It,
Exactly. That's actually one of the second things as after our first initial rounds with Lucky Stiff, being able to let actors know, so um, if we do see a part for you in the future, we have you on file for the next few years. And so the next time you hear from us will not be for a first appointment, second appointment. It will be for a callback
right.
because We value the time. And of course, the requirement to be memorized, gone. We would like to see what you can do with the material, but we trust that because your resume says you've been able to perform these shows,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that you may be able to just get the job done.
Great. Oh, that's awesome. I am disappointed when I hear that companies just don't bother. It's like in the end, yeah, I kind of like, well, do I really want to work for them in the first place?
Oh, sure,
Because
yeah.
but at the same time, it's like, come on, just be a little bit more professional. That's really what it comes down to, is being
Mm.
professional. But let's get into the new season. This is the 36th season, you said, and you've already indicated as to what you're opening with. You're opening with Lucky Stiff, and this is part of the main stage series because Seven
There is.
Angels has uh, two or three different variations on stage productions.
Mhm.
So we're going to focus on the main stage first, which is
Perfect.
which is Lucky Stiff, which I love. Lynn Ahrens and Stephen Flaherty. They're my favorite songwriting team that are still alive.
Yeah.
They wrote my favorite late 20th century musical with Ragtime, and it's there's such an awesome pairing. So, but this is one I've never actually seen, and I'm very excited to finally get to see this show. And I love the music from the cast album that I've listened
Mhm.
to. But what can you tell us about the show first, when it comes to what the musical is about?
Sure. I mean, I'll try to do the 30-second, clip. Is Lucky Stiff centers around Harry Witherspoon, a down on your luck British shoe salesman, and he receives a last will and testament from his now departed Uncle Anthony from New Jersey. And in the tape, he's told, "You will receive my $6 million inheritance if," and all of a sudden, Uncle Anthony gets wheeled in, "you take my taxidermied body to the one place I never got to visit, Monte Carlo."
Right.
And so now you got this French weekend at Bernie's, basically, with a beautiful score.
Mm-hmm.
Like underrated. It's completely underrated. It was one of the few shows that didn't go to Broadway that they wrote. It's I personally love it, and in keeping in line with my predecessor, I'm leading off the cast for this show, so we're just gonna have a blast and go to town with it.
And leading off the cast, are you in it then?
I am.
You are. So
Aha.
presumably playing the nephew.
Yes.
All right. That's fair. People want to know what you're capable of, and that's not a bad way to show it off.
Yeah.
Uh, so, what's your vision for the show then?
In terms of,
Uh, the production itself. Uh, when it comes to how you want to see the show executed in production and in characterization.
for
What should
sure,
the audience expect?
the audience should expect that when they come to Seven Angels Theater, that there is untapped potential. So, something that we made a point of was we purposely hired as many folks who have never been part of Seven Angels Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows that there are things that are far reaching past what we can create. And in fact, not just folks who've never been at the theater, but also a large cast that's predominantly local. And so we're being able to tap into those resources and then bring in we have a beautiful set designer, David Goldstein, who was part of Emoji Land off Broadway, who's bringing a big set idea, which is, I wish I could show you this 3-panel monstrosity that is
Mm-hmm.
just going to, I think, hope in my head, wow the audience to go, how is that possible? Really utilizing the stage to its full potential with new curtain tracking, large doors, something that is really sharp, clean, which is also how our director, who is just in Singing in the Rain as the choreographer and as Cosmo, Robert Mintz,
Hmm.
is on as our director and choreographer. And so he is extremely talented with very sharp, very detailed um, blocking and has a great understanding of the material. This is his third time directing it, and I've thoroughly enjoyed working with him. We have even some prodigies coming through the ranks. Sam Terrell, fresh out of college, whose lighting designs are just, for me, stunning and beautiful. I think they're going to be a great asset to this. And she works so stinking fast. I even my brain goes, "How did you do that?" And it's crazy. So very excited to have these folks on board.
So who's playing Annabelle?
Annabelle, her name is Molly Modell.
Molly Modell. And what's how's she coming along with the role?
Oh, beautifully. I've enjoyed working with her. We have great chemistry together as the I'm trying to it's like the I can't think of her name, but it's the Cary Grant and something effect. Oh, who is it?
Oh, for some reason my mind went to Lana Turner, but it's not Lana Turner.
No. Well, anyway, we have that kind of back and forth,
Right.
which is really fun, and it's a nice callback to, some of the stuff that we grew up on, that we really
Just
got to see from.
Tracy and Hepburn kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. And the show's so funny. I mean, it's so absurd. Uh, is there anything uh, I want to say unique or different? Uh,
Sure.
but what is special about this production as it's going forward, uh, that you feel that is happening that people can uh, look forward to?
It's the breathing new life into the theater. I think
Mm-hmm.
we found that, and I'd say in previous casts, and it's no disrespect at all. I think most of the shows that have been at Seven Angels Theater have been wonderful, and I love the people that have been part of them. But it's been, I think we found repetitive. We see the
Mm-hmm.
same faces, we see some of the same things over and over again. And so sometimes it can just become monotone.
Right.
With Lucky Stiff, because of how the staging is, especially with the set design, it's striking. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and with certain elements that we're hoping to bring in, one that I can't announce just yet, but even being able to fully integrate with the community around us, as and somehow tie them in to even our lob as they enter the lobby, being able to see that we are fully together as one. I think that's what I'm hoping people will see and really, gain from it.
And that show opens Friday, September 26th at 7:30 and runs through October 12th, Sunday, October 12th at 2 o'clock. Uh, and tickets are available because the show opens in a week. Uh,
Yeah,
so,
right.
is everybody ready?
As I'm gripping the sides of my table right here, like I'll be memorized today.
Fantastic. So yeah, go to the website, sevenangelstheater.org. That's theater, theatre, seven spelled out, not the number seven,
Mhm.
to buy tickets there. After Lucky Stiff is Art of Murder,
Mhm.
which coincidentally also has death and humor.
Yes, coincidentally, we tried to keep the season light.
So, what can you tell us so far about Art of Murder?
Well, we are actually just getting underway with starting to do all the pre-production analysis, starting to set our designers, we just set our director, but we're waiting for another follow-up meeting today, actually, so that'll be fun. Auditions coming soon. But yeah, Art of Murder is one of the few plays that Joe DiPietro wrote, who I'm better known for like I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change.
Mhm.
And what I found fascinating was looking through is that it's a show based in Connecticut. It's based in the countryside of Connecticut and relatively
Right.
close to Waterbury, really in Litchfield, which is not even a half hour from the theater, 20 minutes from the theater. And so being able to actually use some of that staging uh, to again integrate the community through Oh, I can't announce them yet either. Oh, it's fun. I can't wait. There's so many fun things that it's like I've signed my own NDA, um, where you'll get to see that and be like, oh, I know that. Oh, I see that.
Hmm.
Maybe even partnering with a certain museum down the street to be able to showcase art pieces that are in
Right.
their collection.
And well, what can you tell about the show so far? As what is it about? I mean, I
Sure.
know what it's about, but what do you, but
Oh, for
what
sure.
would you like to tell the audience what it's about?
Husband and wife, husband, Jack Brooks, uh, tells her straight up, I'm going to murder the art dealer. I know how I'm going to kill him. I know how I'm going to do it. And you go through this show wondering, is he? Will he? Does he? And so, and,
Well,
and
also there's the wife because now she's implicit or and
well,
potentially
absolutely.
complicit.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
So,
So it's a funny who done it because you already know supposedly what's supposed to happen. And you go through the show just waiting for the moment to occur or
right.
a moment.
There's enough humor in the piece that it gives a balance with the tension of the
Mhm.
possible murder to happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's not like so we're not talking like Murder on the Orient Express, something that can really drive in serious.
Right.
One of the bases for the season was, you have Lucky Stiff, Art of Murder. We kept these shows light because,
Mhm.
with how the state of the world, regardless of where you are, it's very heavy right now. And so
Right.
being able to come to our theater and kind of get that lift off the shoulders is vital.
And it murder mysteries. I just had a conversation with Hunter Foster and oh, he's gonna kill me the next time I'm up there. Artistic director up at Sharon Playhouse, uh, Carl Andrus. He because they're doing the Mousetrap up there,
Right.
and then there's a few productions of Murder on the Orient Express, which have been done lately, and there are some murder mysteries that are a bit more known and a bit more popular. Uh, Art of Murder may not be as well known as some of the bigger ones. So, what is it about Art of Murder that's different from uh, the quote classic murder mysteries?
Well, it's funny you touched on this because that's the question I get a lot is uh honestly, why this? Of all the shows that you've looked at, I like that it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I've appreciated about Seven Angels is, or I want people to know is, we can do the things that aren't popular and still have fun with them. Every show had a basis where the most popular shows started as nothing. And the reason that things became hits was really starting from nothing. And so being able to give this show some life, and I'm not sure of the last time it was immediately remember the last time it was done in Connecticut, but I think that's also the beauty of it is that
Mm-hmm.
we get to say, hey, we did this, and then some theater may be able to see our production and go, oh, I never thought about that. Or someone from the audience would be like, oh, I never thought about that. A show that another murder mystery I enjoy is The Real Inspector Hound, and a show that I don't see done very often. And it surprises me. I realize the complication needing to maybe being around, but a show like that is equally as stunning should you get the right characters in place.
Right.
So I think that's what truly gravitated us toward that was it is relatively unknown. We get to breathe new life into it.
And also the local angle I think is great. It's like when it's like Iverson Playhouse a few years back did a Ken Ludwig piece that was set in Gillette Castle, which which was a hoot. And so any opportunity that a piece can be done that connects to the community, I think is always a plus, uh, especially when it's good. and that's and I remember when we first talked about this, when about you taking over, I asked you something that what do what are you looking for when it comes to your next season, and you said it's got to be a good show. And that's the first thing. It's
Yeah,
like we want to pick material that we know is not just going to appeal to the audience base, but it's going to be a good show too. And I think that's great, to have that kind of foundation of choosing the right material.
agreed.
And this show runs from Art of Murder runs from November 14th through November 30th. Uh, has has the cast been announced yet?
No, not yet. In fact, auditions haven't happened yet.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, so now, according to the website, the next show, if I'm reading it right, is Farce of Nature,
Sure is.
March 6th to March 22nd.
Yep.
All right. That is written by Jones Hope Wooten.
Hmm.
And again, like you said, keeping things light. What can you tell us about Farce of Nature
Oh,
so
it's
far?
funny. This is the show. It's funny. Jones, Hope, and Wooten, and this could just be from my own novice eyes in the industry, but I think it's a very also again an underrated writing team. I think they write really well, and I think if you get really good actors in the material, it's great material. So, Farce of Nature takes place in the Ozarks at the Realum Inn, and the owners of the establishment, they only have one person staying there who's in the witness protection program, trying to just kind of stay safe. And like a true farce, things start falling apart, and you have a gangster that comes out of nowhere, a mobster that's trying to involve his mall, his, all these different characters running in and out, a sheriff who keeps misplacing her gun and the bullets, stuff like that. And, so many slamming doors, you can't have a farce without them.
Right. People running around trying to find everybody else, and and
Yeah.
silliness ensues.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh, uh, who's directing Farce of Nature? Well, actually, one thing I forgot to mention: who's directing Art of Murder?
To be announced.
To be announced. Same
Same with Farce of
with Farce of
Nature.
Nature. Okay. Uh, had, so that's still kind of all in the works still. Then.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have, so there are directors lined up. It's more of a contractual. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yep. No, I'm tracking. And after that, we have Rodgers and Hammerstein's A Grand Night for Seeing, a musical review of Broadway classics. That's from April 24th to May 10th.
Yep.
Uh, I've seen that show once. Goodspeed did it like right after the pandemic ended. Uh,
Yep.
it's there are a lot of ways you can go about a show like this. What's it, because it is a review, but that's the great thing about reviews. You can be really creative with this. What's your vision for this?
Well, it's funny you ask because this I can announce the director because it's me.
All right.
Uh, you know, for me with Rodgers and Hammerstein, it's one of the greatest musical catalogs that
Hmm.
we have in music theater history. And I think the first thing was because of the basis in opera, it's really getting the orchestra to really breathe great life into the music. Because why are they iconic? That's the first part. Well, they're iconic because we remember the music. We remember the tunes. We
Hmm.
know the Sound of Music. We know King and I. We've heard Carousel. And so being able to kind of give it where Rodgers and Hammerstein wanted it to be initially and being able to just kind of reincorporate what they got to bring to it, I think is really powerful. The other basis I have for it, very strong singers. I think that is because the material is not typically done, and it still falls into that classical category. Uh, this was also my argument for why opera is dying. It's because it's not the popular thing at the moment. And finding those ways to really invigorate it is vital to its
Mhm.
success. And so being able to find singers that are both very talented, but also very smart with the material, and I'll say innovative to find those edges of life to instill into it is, I think, going to be very beautiful with that piece.
Yeah, it's and then as you said earlier, you're going to have the the orchestra or the band there on stage, right?
Yep,
That's
that's the
that's
goal.
yeah, yeah. That's wonderful. Because usually, with stages with the design that Seven Angels has, uh, the band either gets put in the wings or down on the floor, depending
Yep.
upon what the concept is for the show. And it either gets minimized or set off stage in a way that you can't really see where they are. And because the scores were always so lush and full, it's nice to have that representation front and center on stage.
Agreed.
Yeah. Uh, and how many vocalists are you looking to have for this show?
5.
Five. Okay, great. And again, that's April 24th to May 10th. And I'm looking forward to that because I love Rodgers and Hammerstein. I think they get far too much grief from a modern eye, which I think has to do with people not fully appreciating what they were saying in the moment of when they wrote the shows.
Yeah.
Um, it's it's like, yeah, South Pacific is about racism.
Yeah.
Uh, Oklahoma has some very strong mentions about rural justice, where strong commentary on rural justice and what it means to take the law into your own hands.
Hmm.
Plus a plethora of other issues that the show deals with.
Sure. Yeah.
Carousel, you've got sexual abuse or uh, gender abuse
Hmm.
is a big issue on that, and then you've got obviously the Sound of Music. I mean, it's like you don't even have to code. You don't have to say much about that one. That one's
No, no, not at all.
there's just it's so rich of what their material offers. I mean, what is it about Rodgers and Hammerstein for you that keeps them relevant 55, 50, 60 years after all these shows have been written?
Sure. Honestly, it's a pretty selfish reason. They're one of the more solid teams that really wrote for the classical voice.
Hmm.
And I I've always appreciated that out of them. I think the idea of being able to get a group of singers together and you are just letting it rip, for
Mm-hmm.
lack of a better term, is just, I think, a very awestruck experience. And being able to transport that to Seven Angels, I think, is going to be really ideal, really cool, honestly. But no, it is a fully selfish reason. But other than that, I mean, besides a gorgeous score, it's the opportunity to just show, like, here's something really different that you haven't seen yet.
Which goes into the next show, which is something really rotten, or just
Yeah,
something rotten.
which may describe our season if it sucks, but that's okay.
Which runs from June 19th to July 3rd. So yeah, you've got a full year lined up, which is great. Something Rotten, which is set during the years of William Shakespeare and the kind of a farce around that. Uh, what uh, what do you want to spill about the plot of Something Rotten?
Let's see. It's funny. Usually I leave this one to my managing director Craig, who will be directing that show, to talk about it. He's so excited to come in and direct it. But look, it takes place in the 90s, the 1590s,
Right.
and it's, you got the Bottom brothers battling the Bard to write the next great hit show, which, according to a soothsayer, kind of a soothsayer, is a musical, is the next big idea that's supposed to hit shelves and audiences. And of course, it's almost a complete vision, as you'll discover in the show, as to what that show is supposed to be. But it's a wildly funny story. I think it perfectly integrates. I As someone who's not a complete fan of Shakespeare, unless it's done really well,
Right.
this is a really nice contemporization of being able to harken back to some of the Shakespeare stuff, right?
And it's written by Carrie Kirkpatrick and Wayne Kirkpatrick, brothers, and with a book by Carrie Kirkpatrick and John O'Farrell. It's there's it's such a broad show. I mean, the I've seen it before, and what makes it sell for me is how big everybody can be. Particularly, excuse me, just slammed my wedding ring against my dining table.
Okay, I had to take it off. I have to wear it on my.
It's such a broad show that particularly whoever plays Shakespeare himself. And such a fun rock pop musical. Uh,
Yeah.
it do you have you had any real discussions yet as to how you want to present it in Seven Angels, which does have a fairly wide stage, but it also is a
Mhm.
very intimate space.
Right. And I think that's the beauty of it as well, is because it's an intimate space, we have the ability to, as you'll see in Lucky Stiff, find a way to really shrink the stage down.
Mm-hmm.
It seems as though the actors are bigger, taking up more space. And so it gives the impression that it's a huge show. And I think that's something we can take advantage of, especially for Something Rotten. Because even if you get 15 actors on the stage, you're going, wow, this is a lot, right?
It gets tight.
And we're anticipating 20 to 22 for Something
Mm-hmm.
Rotten. And so that'll be there. The pizzazz will be there. So the conversations have been lighter just to get this first show off the ground, but it is every so often it's a, what do you think of this? Okay, great. And as we barrel toward the finish line, it'll start getting more succinct and in place.
Fantastic. And after and that's the main stage.
That's main stage.
Uh, the community stage, you don't have anything planned yet for the community season, or are you continuing
There
that?
are things being planned.
Okay.
We're looking at a Christmas, a fundraiser, Christmas cabaret. We'll be able to bring in some of those community members, as well as we're hoping to have our community musical, community stage musical next summer to be announced.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I also want to tack on is one of the things that Craig and I discovered when we came in was the separation of all our events. And I think in trying to separate all the events, I think pigeonholed us into having to really try to say, oh, this is what this show's supposed to be, this and this. And so something that we tested out for this contract, which has been really beneficial, is we moved our rehearsals during the weeks to the evening,
Mm-hmm.
6:30 to 10 o'clock. And we found that we were able to get more community members on board to be part of the show, or at least those who were local. And so,
You're talking about the main stage shows?
yes, so the main stage still features some of our community. I get to gratefully say I'm part of the community. I'm one with the community solidly at this point. But we even have another gentleman, Jonathan Zalaski, who is a face that's been at the theater before, who will also be appearing in the show. And so you will still get to see some of your community members. But we are hoping that as we again get to that finish line after that the final main stage show, that we'll be able to bring those community members back in and then have the community stage show. So you're getting a beautiful mix in our main stage of community actors and actors that we get to bring in, actors equity, Broadway, off Broadway.
Right, because I was just about to say, your equity contract is a contract where it's not a full equity cast. You do have some non-equity
Yeah,
actors on board also, and yeah, when you have community actors who have a day job, having those evenings available to rehearse does make a big difference.
for sure.
Yeah, and then you also have your spotlight stage,
Mhm.
uh, which has local acts, regional acts. Sometimes a comedian will come in and do a show. What sh- what gigs are coming in that are what performers are coming in that you'd like to highlight?
Oh, sure. And this is where I'm going to cheat. I'm going to look at my phone because some of these were just fairly recently announced, and I want to make sure I get their names right, but I'm going to try to go off the cuff.
Okay.
I will follow U2, a U2 tribute band. They're coming in October. I believe we also have I don't want to quote it in case I'm so wrong. I believe we have Simon and Garfunkel coming in.
Yes, on Bleecker Street.
Your Street. Oh, he's calling it. Then we have the Macalas, who is the music of ELP.
Mm-hmm.
All very fun groups. So you have that mix. ELP tribute being more of our local core, and then some touring acts like I Will Follow and On Bleecker Street. We're also going to have our comedy show at the end of the year, which we haven't announced yet. Our stand-up countdown into New Year's, which will be a lot of fun. Also anticipating a Valentine's Day comedy show, so stay on the lookout for that.
Great.
Also hoping, as we finish working it out, a Kill Tony styled event from January to June, where we're looking for Connecticut's next big comic. Something
Oh,
that we
okay.
might be able to wrap in on a random Wednesday or Tuesday night, where you just get people to come in, do open mic, which may be perfect, especially for our downstairs space that we're looking to actually convert from what is now a multi-purpose storage and closed off rehearsal space to one that could be a very intimate cabaret space. That's perfect for an event like that.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It's a 100-seater. I think it's perfect. And with the theater formerly being a roller rink, it actually has access to the concession room in that room, which is a lot of fun. So you could actually be able to, there's a lot of potential out of it, which I think we're especially excited to try to revitalize.
I never knew Seven Angels used to be a roller rink.
Oh wait. So this is fascinating. We're celebrating 100 years,
Yeah.
or 120, no, 100 years. It started out as a big band hall.
Okay.
It was so when you come to the theater, whatever walls you see, blow them out. And that was the space. Then, somewhere in the 70s, 80s, it converted to a roller rink. And when you walk in, you will actually see we still have the original flooring, the tracking that goes through the whole space of the theater. And then, of course, we added the walls up inside to have a more intimate main stage space. And so, but then seeing the untapped potential between, because we have a whole downstairs that nobody gets to see, our wood shop. We have a costume room. Oh, it feels more like a costume warehouse that we really should just be like, we have rentals. We
Right.
just, when I tell you, we have so many costumes that it would be great to just finally go through that, have it fully organized and out to whoever it needs. So yeah, there's so much potential with, at Seven Angels that hasn't been tapped yet, and we're excited to get a good go at it.
Fantastic. Now, next time I go there, I'm going to have to look for that roller rink, the remnants of the roller rink.
I'll give you the tour next time you're in.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Uh, and what am I? When am I going? Because I do have you scheduled on my calendars coming up.
October.
Lucky stiff. There it is. October 4th, the matinee.
Alrighty. Perfect.
I'll be there. And okay, and then there's also a. Are you going to continue the kids theater? The
Yeah.
kids stage?
So that's actually also going through a little bit of a change as well. we want to be able to expand those opportunities also. We have our Young Angels and Bright Lights programs, for those kids, 7 to 18 years of age. We have our Seven Angels in the Schools program where we go to various elementary, middle schools, not yet high schools, but to be continued,
Hmm.
where we get to have a 10 series session where we work with these kids. Then, of course, our Halo Awards program, now renamed the Semina De Laurentiis Halo Awards in honor of its founder, uh,
Hmm.
going into its 23rd year with a projected, or I should say, a capped number of 110 schools. If we go any further, we're gonna we're gonna crumble.
You be going out of state. Yeah.
Absolutely, we'll have to market elsewhere. So we still have that program. And even looking at additional education programs for our seniors, we have senior acting classes. Uh, Also looking to target the demographic of 18 to 55, relatively not talked about. Being able to offer acting for non-actor courses. We
Hmm.
have people that have to give presentations for seminars or webinars in real estate, in law, in various aspects, in various different fields. Being able to come to Seven Angels Theater and say they were my resource, so I was a better public speaker, that's the basis of it. There's something that you can gain from acting that goes further than just, I'm on stage. No, it's applicable to things in real life. And that's something that we also want to show is along the lines of innovation. Yes, we are a theater, but the skills are applicable across the board.
Right.
Yeah.
The self-confidence that comes from being able to be on stage and recite a monologue or sing a song that applies to the rest of your life is amazingly important. I mean, it really did change my life when I started acting
Yeah,
and performing on stage. I mean, because I started like playing music when I was 10, but I was always able to hide behind that. I was always able to hide behind my instrument.
for sure.
Uh, but once you go on stage and just be yourself or take up a different character and have to put in all that work, it really does uh, change your own. It grows your self confidence once you see that you can do it.
Agreed. Oh, what did you play, by the way?
What did I play?
Yeah,
I was a brass player. I played trumpet, baritone, and French horn.
I love brass. Sorry, brass. Brass is my favorite group. I just that big. I like sax. I like trumpet. Yeah, oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And when I got to college, I started singing and started acting. So I didn't start that until I was 18. So when it came to those learning those various skill sets, I was a little behind when I made my move to New York, and then and I didn't even start dancing until then. So I wasn't. I was like 20 when I started to learn to dance, and I was way behind everybody else.
Oh, sure, sure.
Yeah,
That's okay.
but you know what? I've had a great time. Being a performer myself, it's always been a blast, no matter how big or small the show.
Oh, for sure. Are you
Yeah.
going to be in any shows coming up?
Am I going to be in any shows?
Yeah, you. Go ahead.
I haven't. I have not been on stage aside from singing the national anthem when I was in the Navy from 2009 to 2013. The last time I was on a stage as an actor, I was playing Peter in a zoo story back in 2008, 2009, and so it's been a minute.
Well, thank you for your service, by the way. I just want to throw that,
As I tell people, uh, make it worth it.
sure.
Make the service worth it.
Yep.
But thank you. But no, I mean, I've worked backstage since then. I was part of the stage crew at Hartford Stage a few times and part of their carpentry team and whatnot. So particularly with Christmas Carol, I was the first one of the first members of the fly team of their new fly system that they have for when Marley shoots up
Yeah.
out of the stage. I was part of that show, that first production where they did that, and I immediately broke it.
Oh no. I won't tell them.
No, that they knew. I was. It was like we had to pause the show for an hour in order to fix it. It's just a reminder when you're dropping a line from the ceiling, it's got to be weighted. Otherwise, it'll just unspool.
Agreed.
Yeah. So it's like I heard Marley one go. I hit go, and the line didn't drop because when it came to pre-show prep, we didn't put a bag on it in order for the bag to release the line down into the pit.
Theater magic, just floating on stage.
Never made that mistake again.
I love it.
I was just glad I was still had a job after that.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
No,
Love theater.
it was a great experience. I love it. Noble Shropshire, the guy who plays Marley every year, he's a sweetheart. He's egged me on to try to audition for Christmas Carol at some point. I'm like, yeah, it's like I'm always so busy now. As a critic, I see 100 shows a year. It's kind of hard
That's fair.
to balance that. And also, if I rip into a show at one theater and then I come in and audition, they're like, we're not casting you.
Look, I like you.
I appreciate it.
Like I didn't see your review of me and I Hate Hamlet. I love your reviews.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I was that the NTC I Hate Hamlet?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That was a production. It had its good points.
I'll take it.
But no, I thought Masterclass was a better show. I'll leave it at that. Masterclass was a better show.
I was only on stage for 11 minutes, so I'm very happy.
Well, Constantine, is there anything else about the new season of Seven Angels that you want to share?
The only one is for anyone who hasn't been to Seven Angels Theater, just take a look at us. Take a look at some of the new things that are coming our way. And there are so many plans that even on this call, I didn't even share. So just follow everything we have going on Facebook, Instagram. Oh, of course, go to our website, sevenangelstheater.org, and that's theater RE, and of course, seven spelled out. And just come with us for the ride. I think you're gonna love what we have going on. And it's going to be exciting. In some cases, it's things that you're not seeing in other theaters across the US. And just be as excited as we are for them.
Right. And I should note, it's like, yeah, some of the other theaters like Westport Country Playhouse, Goodspeed, Hartford Stage, they tend to get a lot of the press because they're some of the bigger, big money theaters out there. But, Waterbury's no slouch of a town.
No.
And it's like you've got the Palace Theater there that's running national tours and other big events. And having Seven Angels in that pocket of Connecticut to offer something like this, I think is great. And
I agree.
It's a theater that needs the support of the public. And I love, nothing's better than going to a show with a full house.
I agree.
So, Constantine, thank you very much for your time. And hopefully I'll see you at Lucky Stiff.
I hope so. If I'm not on, I'll be the dead body.
Fantastic. Thank you again. And everybody, follow them online. And if you want to support this show, go and visit my Patreon page. A link will be in the description. Thank you again. Constantine, thank you.
Thank you, Tim.